Whatever I see external, I always remind myself that this world is an illusion. Even God talks about it in the Abrahamic religions, in Islam and Christianity. He says this world is an illusion, do not fall for a trap. And through the metaphysical aspect of reality as well, it is also said that we take in less than 1%. What I see right now is just a configuration of what my mind thinks it is seeing. God said, I'm not gonna fuck up your life, I'm gonna let your parents do it. And God said, you know what, when you become knowledgeable and when you have that awareness, you can brainwash yourself. You know how to do better, you then move accordingly. Before, alright cool, you didn't know any better, you were like just like everyone else. Now you know what to do, so make use of that knowledge. I want you to make the most out of yourself in this physical plane. And the reason why I say this is because people are so quick to sit down, do nothing, burn sages, drink green juices and that. But why would God create you in the 3D if you don't have to take 3D action? Do you think God created resources for decoration? I don't know who used to hear this, but God will make up for the lost times, for the lost years, for the lost everything. So don't worry about it. Something that you have to understand about God, God does not work on human time. God's timing is not on the clock. You can't see it, you can't expect it on certain times. You can say, I'm gonna do A, B and C, but tomorrow God or the universe or reality will present to you XYZ. Is it good, is it bad? It's just about your ability to be anchored and not be swayed by the external. Nature teaches you how to flow. When you look at nature and when you look at children, is they don't hang on to things, they don't hold on to things. They're constantly playing, touching things, crying and getting over it. But with us, as we become adults, keep in mind, every single adult is a child at heart. We have never grown that child, is still there, but we just became bigger children. Yeah, children are constantly doing things, they're not stuck, they're not stagnant. But as humans, we get stuck in our feelings, we get stuck in states, we get stuck in a way of thinking. We don't know how to operate. It's almost like we become mechanical. We become almost very robotic as well. 7 billion people in the world, probably more. There's so many people in the world. All of us are very similar. We share similar stories, similar struggles. I feel like all of us are basically the same, and we are just different people wearing different masks of God, and we're just expressed different within the spectrum of like the states of like survival mode and like enlightenment. All of us are like within those spectrums, but we're just various degrees of God consciousness. That's what I think, that's what I came to the conclusion of. I don't know, I might change my mind, but yeah. And I just want to let you know, like, I know it's very hard to see the best when you're in it. Like for example, you're in such a unfavored circumstance or situation, it's very hard to see, it's very hard to have faith. It's very easy to get lost in the source, and by that what I mean is get lost in your feelings and your emotions, and let that dictate your day, let that ruin your mood and all of that. But you have to come to the understanding that, like, imagine if you are told right now that what you do right now, your emotional state, your consciousness, whatever you are operating right now has the ability to forge a way or like a path upon level that you're operating on. So if you're like constantly pessimistic, that is what you're going to basically manifest, encounter in people, places, situations. But if you are more open or receptive to God or the universe, into like your life changing, and I know it's easier said than done, it's very hard sometimes to see the abundance, the wealth, the things that you have that is so abundant, and to almost hyper focus on that and forget everything else. I know it's very hard and it's easier said than done, but when you consciously do things like meditation, by meditation mainly silent meditation has helped me a lot, where like it made me cancel out the noise, and whatever I see external, I always remind myself that this world is an illusion. Even God talks about it in the Abrahamic religions, in Islam and Christianity, and yeah, like he talks about it. He says this world is an illusion, do not fall for a trap. And through the metaphysical aspect of reality as well, it is also said that we take in less than 1%. What I see right now is just a configuration of what my mind thinks it is seeing. This is why people experience things like paranormal activities or thinking they see certain things, because your mind doesn't know how to conceptualize what it sees. It molds it on your level of awareness, and that is where the true distinction lies. So I'm just saying this to say, like, it's very hard when you feel like your time hasn't came, when you feel not motivated, when you feel like you're so behind, you haven't leveled up, you're comparing yourself to people around your age, to your peers or whatnot. But you have to ground yourself and always tell yourself, as hard as it gets, my right now creates my future. I have this lock screen literally on my phone saying, your right now creates your future. A lot of people, their physical body is right here with you and me, but their mind could be 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It could be 2010, 2019, 2021. Like, time goes on, time does not stop. And even though people like to say time is an illusion, which it is, but it's just, you just have to ride the wave. And what personally has helped me is definitely laying down the foundations. And by that what I mean is knowing how powerful my mind is. And by that what I mean is, I think there was this experiment that was done, I don't remember what the research is called, but a bunch of parents basically had so much confidence and they would just hype up their kids through their early years of their life or whatnot. And these kids grew up becoming so arrogantly confident. No one can tell them nada because they had that reprogram already installed. And it just goes to show you, like, between 1 to 7, it's been said that we are suggestible, we are open, we take in things, and from those years forward, those programs that we took as children literally dictate our life. Like, the reason why you have issues with, like, let's just say with men or with women, is because of that father wound or that mother wound, or because you didn't have enough love. And that is when it becomes tricky, because this is why I find free will so interesting, because, like, God said, I'm not gonna fuck up your life, I'm gonna let your parents do it. And, like, obviously every parent varies to another, not everyone's gonna have the same upbringing, but you get what I'm trying to say. And God said, you know what, when you become knowledgeable and when you have that awareness, you can brainwash yourself. As long as, this is my philosophy, yeah, as long as you have your mind, you have everything. Like, with me right now, I personally believe, like, if you grew up in a dysfunctional household like me, dysfunctional family, dysfunctional everything, like low quality friends, you don't really have a backbone, and it's very hard, you know what I mean, you don't really have anyone to rely on, and you are a immigrant and you're a person of color, just anyone, to be honest, like, you have so many struggles as it is. I personally believe that there is a polarity aspect where you have to alchemize the fuckery that you're going through in a way where it serves you. For you to get that answer, it will only come during you being alone, during you reflecting, during you tuning out the external noise and going into your inner temple. And I wish I heard this advice when I was younger, because when I was younger I wasted so many years of my life not knowing what I wanted to do, thinking I knew what I wanted to do, but it's like I'm just wearing a costume of other people's perception of how they wanted me to be like. So I was wearing other people's costumes of what I thought my life should be. Whole time it's like, sis, you're acting. How long is it going to take you? How long is it going to take you to keep acting and not claim your truth, or like not even operate authentically? Because, you know, but then again, you have to also give yourself grace, because when you know certain things, when you know how to do better, you then move accordingly. Before, all right, cool, you didn't know any better, you were like just like everyone else. Now you know what to do, so make use of that knowledge. All right, cool, before you didn't know what to do, now you know what to do, so you better start acting. And I personally believe if you don't act on certain things, it will be given to other people, and if those people act on it, that is their gift being materialized. So don't be mad when other people have it like that, because they put in the work, you didn't. That is the difference. And yeah, I just feel like especially with this day and age that tries to make you to forget who you are and the power that you have within, if you come from God and if God is within you, you don't have to take the identity of proclaiming your God. But if you know that like your soul comes from a powerful plane of existence from God, then you will know how to move accordingly, and you will know like certain shit shouldn't phase you, you know. Only niggas or people who are from the projects or run on survival mode states will let things so small sway them. And this is why you have to almost disconnect from everyone and like have your own autonomy, your own bubble, and almost like refuse to see life one way, even though everyone sees it like that. You have to be like the outlier where you see life completely different. Even in the Quran it talks about how like God will not help someone who doesn't help themselves, and I find that passage very, very beautiful, because God is not just sitting on a throne like waiting for someone to like call on his name and he's gonna just like listen to you like this, you know. God wants you to make the most out of yourself in this physical plane. And the reason why I say this is because people are so quick to sit down, do nothing, burn sages, drink green juices and that. But why would God create you in the 3D if you don't have to take 3D action? Do you think God created resources for decoration? Use it, you know. If you don't use the resources that you have, that is your business, because someone else will, and they can. It's just about you executing the right things on the right time, but also giving yourself grace, because at the end of the day you're a human, you're already limited. But because you're limited doesn't mean that is you. You also have the infinite within you, and the infinite can be Allah to you, Jesus, I don't know what you niggas be believing, but you know what I mean. Like, it could be so many things, and it's just about tapping into that and realizing that, wow, I come from God, I'm so fucking powerful, like, you know. And yeah, it just takes a shift in perspective when you realize that you come from a greater source, and you would also be so surprised on who you inspire on the way. Sometimes it might really just be you. You might have to be the cycle breaker, you might have to be the person who does things completely different, but in that, and you doing things differently, you figure out, all right, cool, I am the one that has to do it. You also inspire other people without you ever knowing. It's like you almost give people permission to be themselves, and I find that so beautiful, because a lot of people unconsciously just want permission to be themselves. Some people just want to be heard, they want to do what they want to do, but because they don't see people in their hometown, in their city, it's like that tall poppy syndrome situation. Like here where I live in Australia, there's this flippin' tall poppy syndrome, whatever they call it, is the tallest poppies, they get snipped out. So sometimes don't doubt yourself, and I know self-doubt comes then and there, but it's about grounding yourself in your truth and knowing, no matter how I feel, no matter how, like what my emotion is saying, I have to do what I have to do. You know, when your North Star or your purpose or your compass or your inner guidance or your mission or your life task, whatever you want to call it, if it's burning, if it's aching you, like, hear it, listen to it, follow through. Like, I remember being at parties with my friends here, like, guys, I'm not lying, like, dead ass, I'm not lying. I remember being at parties with my friends, like going out. I think like the first time ever, like first ever outing, like I think it was like the third outing in, like the third time ever I went out, like proper outing and stuff with my friends. And the whole time I was there, I was just thinking like, damn, I need to get rich. I'm not trying to live this life. People were enjoying, like people were having fun, enjoying, drinking. I was just thinking like, I want to be rich. I don't want to live this life. How can I be rich? How can I be financially free? Like, I was like thinking, I was plotting It's mad, but like, I never really liked the concept of going out when you're broke. Like I never found it pleasing. Like how can you go out and your living conditions are peak, first of all? And I'm speaking about the people that I used to go out with. Like they used to do the most just to go out and party, FOMO, fear of missing out. I was never that person that really cared about FOMO. Like I could really give two fucks, do you know what I mean? But I had friends who were like that. Like they fucking cared so much. They wanted to be at every single fucking event, and it's like, bro, where's your life? Where are your priorities? I know we're still young, but we're not going to be young forever. So yeah, I hope this video helped you. I hope it gave you some light bulb moments. I don't know, I just felt like I just wanted to say this. So yeah, this is why I recorded it. Literally downloads on downloads on downloads. Yeah, let me know if you relate with anything. What are you struggling with at the moment? What do you feel like you need to do more of? What I feel like I'm struggling with at the moment is definitely that what is it called, me doubting myself or my knowledge, me thinking that I don't know enough, even though I know more than 99% of people. So doubting my knowledge, I would definitely say that. Diminishing myself sometimes, thinking I'm not capable when I know I'm so much more capable. And yeah,